Hey there, planners. Today I want to talk about that very elusive but highly desirable concept of planner peace. Planner peace is a dynamic process rather than a fixed destination, and I want to talk all about that today. What is it? How do you know that you've lost it? And what can you do to get it back again? Or is it even real? So go grab your planners and let's get planning. In the planning community, you will hear very frequently this concept of planner peace. And it's thrown around a lot, especially when, as folks who love planning systems and planners and organizing and getting things done, when we believe we have found the ultimate, the best, the end-all, be-all planner and planning system to meet our needs, you will often hear someone in the planner community refer to themselves as being in planner peace. And so planner peace refers to that state of satisfaction and contentment and just pure joy that we often strive for when we're using a planner or organization system. And it represents finding a planner setup and a planner routine that is perfectly suited for all of our needs, our preferences, our style, our productivity methods. It's perfect. So, are you getting a sense from that definition that it might not actually exist? It sounds a little like a unicorn, doesn't it? Sounds a little like a unicorn. So let me start by talking about some of the situations you might be in that indicate that it's time to update your planner system, because often when we feel ourselves losing planner peace or frustrated with our planner system, it's because something has happened that makes our system no longer effective. The first, and probably the most obvious, is that there's been some sort of significant change in your personal or professional life. Like maybe you started a new job, or you ended a job, or you're taking additional responsibilities on, you're going through some sort of major life event like children, or the death of a loved one, or a move. All of these things may be going on. It is necessary to update your planning system when these things are going on. And the best case scenario is you actually begin thinking about what you need in an updated planner system before these things happen to you. Now, that's not always possible. We can't always predict when there will be layoffs at work, or, a loss of a family member, or, some other situations we can't always predict. But when we can, we should definitely consider our current system. Is it adequate to support our needs, and how we might adjust it for the change that is coming? So that is one situation you may find yourself in where you're frustrated with your planner system. Another situation where you may be constantly finding yourself struggling with your current planner system, experiencing inefficiencies, or just feeling frustrated with how it's working for you. It may be because your planner system is not effective fully for where you are right now, and it's probably time for an update. So what you need to do in that situation, if you're not going through a major life change, just all of a sudden you're frustrated with your system, you want to look for very specific pain points and areas where your system is falling short. It might not be the entire planner system or the whole planner. It might just be a part or a piece. And so you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, as the saying goes. You want to keep what is working for you and just identify what is inefficient and look for alternative approaches or tools that can address those specific challenges that you're having. Another situation you might be in that means it's time for a planner system update is when you are just feeling a lack of motivation or engagement. And hey, there's no shame here, and this happens. It happens to everyone. It's just part of moving from one season of life to another. There are some seasons of life where we are extremely motivated and productive and engaged fully. And there are some seasons where we're not. And instead of trying to force yourself into a robotic mode of a consistent level of engagement and productivity and motivation, which is really not possible. We ebb and flow naturally. Accept that, embrace that, recognize that. So if you find yourself losing motivation or engagement with your planning system, it's probably a sign that it's not resonating with you anymore, or where your current motivation and engagement levels are. So think about whether the system aligns with your preferences, your goals, your work style, and what is your energy level right now? What season of motivation and engagement are you in? Another sign that it's time to take a look at your planning system and possibly make some updates is when you've had a shift in your priorities or goals. So priorities and goals evolve over time. They change constantly depending on, again, what season of life we're in. And it's really important to align your planner system and your overall planner to what your goals and priorities are. So if you find that your current system is not supporting you in meeting your goals and priorities, or it fails to help you track progress or keep up with work towards your goals or the things that you need to get done, then really take the time to reflect on, have your goals and priorities changed? Because sometimes those things can change without us even really noticing or acknowledging. They just sort of shift over time. So you'll want to adjust your planner system based on how they've shifted. So maybe spend a little bit of time reflecting on, what are my goals and priorities, and have they changed since the last time I set up my planning system? All right, here's what we don't often think about, but a situation that may drive you to reconsider your planning system, or may be driving you to feel out of alignment, that lack of peace with your planner system, is technology and tool upgrades. So if there have been advancements in the tools that you use, whether that be digital or analog, paper planning, those could potentially be enhancing your productivity and organization, and you could be getting left behind from an organization system. So it's probably worth considering an update. If you're feeling frustration with your tools, take a look at, have there been any advancements in your tool? And I'll give you some examples of both digital and analog. So for digital, maybe you used GoodNote for a long time and you've never really tested out Notion. Go take a look at Notion, because if you are comfortable operating in the digital planning realm, and if you're looking for some fresh tools and different ways to use different methods, Notion may offer things that you could really bump up your productivity and enhance your overall planning system. From an analog standpoint, if you've been using the same tools for a long time and all of a sudden you just find they're not working anymore, take a look and see what advancements, what new layouts, what new products are available. Have you been using a weekly and now there's an option for a weekly and a daily? So take a look at what advancements have been. All right, the final reason you may be feeling a lack of planning or peace, or a sign that it's time for you to maybe change up and refresh your system, is you just want to explore. And I totally understand this, and I actually embrace it. I used to fight this within myself for a long time, that why can't I just use one planner for the entire year? What's wrong with me? I used to ask myself that all the time. But then I realized I really love planning. I love planning tools. I love planning systems. I like to explore. And I'm not static for 12 months. Things change within 12 months. So the need to update your planning system can come about because of a desire for change. Not that change has happened to you, but because you're desiring change. Or you're just curious and you want to explore different items. And if that's your thing, don't fight it. Just embrace it and go with it. And if you're feeling stagnant or uninspired in your current system, go ahead and do some exploring. And that doesn't necessarily mean dropping a lot of dollars. You can explore in a lot of free ways. And I have a ton of videos on DIYs that you can check out on this channel for how you can explore different approaches to planning, all without spending additional dollars. So definitely recognize if you have a desire for growth and experimentation, that's okay. And that may be causing you to feel a lack of planner peace. And that is perfectly fine. Embrace it, go with it. As I've talked about, planner peace is completely subjective and it really can vary from person to person. So when you are watching YouTube videos or listening to podcasts or, catching a TikTok video, and you hear someone talking about planner peace, resist the urge to rush out and buy what they have, because that does not mean their planner peace is not your planner peace. You really have to spend the time to evaluate what changes are going on in your life that may be driving you to feel the need to do something different in your planner system. That way, that when you make the changes, you're making changes that are meant for you, not for someone else. This involves, finding that balance between structure and flexibility, allowing for planning and adaptability to changes that happen. So recognizing it's not going to be static, and also establishing that routine that feels manageable and enjoyable for you. Because with any planning system, it's like a garden. It has to be tended. You can't just set it up and then it works. You have to tend it. You have to, do reflection, do weekly reviews, identify areas for improvement, all of those things. I have tons of videos. I'll have some listed down below for you to check out if you're looking for ways to help set up that routine. Ultimately, planner peace is about finding the planner system that helps you achieve your goals by enhancing your productivity, your organization, and really your overall health and well-being. It's a personal journey and it involves experimentation, trial, error, failures, redoing, and also recognizing that whatever works today may not work tomorrow. Planner peace does not last for several reasons, as personal preferences, circumstances, the needs for change, all of that, they change over time and across our lives. It's a good idea to periodically review your planner system and really keep an eye out for those situations that may be causing you to feel a lack of planner peace. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you some ideas. I would love to hear down below in the comments from you. Are you experiencing planner peace right now? Are you between seasons and not quite sure what's going on? Are you recognizing some of the signs I talked about? Are there things going on in your life that are driving you to feel a lack of planner peace? I want to hear all about that down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this, and as always, thanks for planning with me.